Hey guys, what's up?
Welcome back.
How are you doing? How are you doing?
Pretty good. It's been a good week.
Pretty good. That's awesome. Well, here we are, midweek. It's May. This week, stuff is opening back up.
Yeah, that's kind of exciting.
I heard that outdoor restaurants
Ooh,
are going to be able to serve food.
that's exciting.
That's really exciting.
That's awesome.
Like, if you want to go over to Jimmy John's and hang out and eat outside, like, more power to you. You can eat there. Any restaurant that has an outdoor seating area, Friday, you can get some grub.
That's awesome.
So I want to know in the comments, I'm going to go back over here to YouTube. I'm kind of curious, what is the first restaurant you're going to eat at? Okay, now this week, outdoor seating areas open up. Next Friday, the 22nd, you can eat inside
Whoa.
at a restaurant.
Really?
Really?
I don't watch the news updates. I probably should, but I figured people would just tell me.
Yeah, I mean, inside the restaurant, you can do it starting next week. And I want to know in the comments, what's the first restaurant you're going to go to?
That's
Maddie, what do you
tough.
think? Do you have like a go-to restaurant that you want to eat
Are
at?
we talking fast food or actual?
Man, I don't
if
even
you're
care.
going out to eat, it's someplace you got to spend at least $10.
I don't care. Whatever your jam.
I
Whatever
really,
you want
really,
the most.
really love Wendy's, but I don't ever eat inside Wendy's, usually.
Okay.
It's more get it to go eat it at a friend's house.
Weird. Okay. Wendy's.
I like Wendy's.
I like Wendy's, but that's where my grandma eats all the time.
They have good
I'm just
prices.
kidding. But you go to Wendy's, have you ever noticed how everybody that's in there is a senior citizen?
And then me.
And then Maddie.
And then me.
I've taken my family there a couple times. We love the 4 for $4. 4 for $4 is go-to.
Oh, yeah.
And it's better than a kid's meal, and it's cheaper than a
agree.
kid's meal, I think, too. And Logan, he's discovered how awesome bacon hamburgers are.
Oh.
He doesn't get he gets a bacon hamburger. He gets the junior bacon in his 4 for $4, but he doesn't get anything else besides beef and bacon. And then what he does is his siblings, especially Addie, she doesn't really care for the burgers, so he trades her his fries for another burger.
Oh, so she's eating fries.
So by the time people actually
Chicken
sit
nuggets.
and eat, Logan's got 2 or 3 hamburgers, Addie's got 2 or 3 fries,
Oh my
and
gosh.
Gavin's just eating a Frosty.
Oh, that's totally me. I'm the person
Going
that eats
to
the Frosty first.
Okay. Do you dip your fries in your Frosty?
Yeah.
Who doesn't? Adam, you dip the fries in
Good.
Frosty?
Oh, bigger debate. Vanilla Frosty or chocolate Frosty?
Chocolate.
Thank you.
Vanilla doesn't exist.
I've got it. Thank you. One of my friends loves vanilla, and she's wrong.
And all 3 of my kids get the vanilla one, and I feel like I've failed as a parent.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you I have.
I'm
I don't
super
have
sad.
kids, but
Let's see what we got. Olive Garden. That's one of my go-tos. Oh man,
Applebee's. I like Applebee's.
Applebee's. I feel like that's just a really funny place.
Why?
I don't know. In the movie, what was that? What was the movie with Will Ferrell as a race car driver? Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights,
Remember
yes.
they win, and he's like, "We're going to Applebee's,"
Okay.
and I'm like, "Sweet."
You know what fast food restaurant is in my opinion, terrible? Arby's.
Really?
I think Arby's is okay. So ask anybody what their top 5 favorite fast food restaurants are. Arby's is not going to be in any of them.
I like Sonic.
I keep forgetting about Sonic because we don't have one in New Philly.
I really like Arby's.
You do?
I do.
You were the first person I've met that said
So
that.
here's the deal with Arby's, though. I get a chocolate milkshake,
Oh, okay.
beef and cheddar sandwich, curly fries.
Right. So
And here's the trick with the curly fries. That horseradish sauce, do you ever get the horsey sauce?
The horsey.
The horsey sauce, that's what it's called. Don't laugh. I'm using the correct terminology.
Okay.
The horsey sauce is amazing. But I like horseradish.
Oh,
so-
I don't.
No?
No.
Um,
I just think it's too much money for what you I can go to Walmart, get some.
Okay,
you
I
sell
love this.
The roast beef. I'll throw some nacho cheese on it at home. Boom.
So Cammie says Keenan is dumb, and he says vanilla.
Keenan. Yeah. Get out of here.
Because Keenan's dumb, he chose vanilla. That's hilarious. And then somebody
Your
liked
mom
my
said
quote.
chocolate, but I don't dip the fries.
Dude, I got to the point where, okay, here's another good Wendy's. Would you rather regular nugs or spicy nugs?
Ooh, okay. So spicy nugs dipped in the chocolate frosty. Yes.
I've dipped nuggets in before, but I think that barbecue sauce is pretty baller. I like
That's true.
I like the spicy nugs with sauce. So you said Wendy's. Adam, where's your go-to restaurant? Where are you going next Friday?
Anywhere sounds good right now.
Anywhere.
Probably Rockneys.
Rockneys?
Oh, I love Rockneys.
Stop it.
I forgot
Rockneys?
they have the best chili.
Rockneys is not good, guys.
What?
Great.
No,
You
it's
get
not
free
good
cookies
food.
when you go in?
It's not good food.
Okay.
That's so funny. Rockneys?
I
That's
think-
where you're going?
Oh, I didn't say I'd go there. I just said it's good.
Rockneys.
I think we're all like hungry. Like I don't think we've eaten dinner. We're all talking
Rockneys.
about
Wow. My wife
Where
said
would you
Red.
go?
Well, my wife said Red Robin, which that's
I
up
haven't
there
been
on
to
our
Red
list.
Robin in years.
We like Red Robin a lot. I'm also a fan of the OG Olive Garden.
I do love Olive Garden.
But I might have to pick Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse is my jam. That if I had to pick, Texas Roadhouse is probably where I'm going to go.
They're not bad.
The rolls, oh my
Okay,
gosh.
that's
like
true.
the cinnamon butter, so delicious.
You know you can buy just those.
So delicious. You can what?
You can buy just the rolls and the butter.
Really?
Yeah, like in
Sweet.
packs.
Huh. Interesting. My wife has a really funny story about when we were in college and how she got free Texas Roadhouse rolls. I was not present for it, but it's a good story. I'm not going to tell it because, sometimes she doesn't like me telling stories about her, but maybe later. But hey, we're so glad that you guys are here. Hey, do us a favor, though. We want to help get the word out that midweek is happening. So go ahead and copy and paste this link. Text it to a couple of your friends. Invite them to come on and join us. We're going to give away some stuff tonight.
Yeah.
Maddie, tell everybody what we do. Every single week we do this.
Every single week, you got to comment your name, your actual name, not your YouTube username in the comments. So your actual name, and then I'll enter it in this wheel spinny thing we have, and we just randomly pick someone to give a prize to every week. So this week could be your week.
And last week, Luke Lehman, he won the Pick Me. And Luke, I want you to know, bro, we haven't forgotten about you. I have ordered a bunch of shirts from our good friend, Carl. So Luke, you are going to be getting a Yoquo shirt, and because you were the first winner, you got to actually choose. But moving forward, I just bought a bunch of different shirts. I did pick you up a Yoquo shirt, just so you know.
You did?
It's coming.
Oh
it's
my
coming.
gosh, that's so sweet.
You only quarantine once.
I love
it. They've got the washing the hands, the praying hands with suds, and says wash your hands, ye sinners. That's a fun one. And then they just had some random ones. They were cheaper options. You get 3 for $15, and they're just going to send you some random shirts. So I ordered a handful, and we'll see what comes in. I have no idea when they're going to get here. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But Luke, I want you to know it is on the way. It has to come from Florida during the COVID. Okay, so be patient. Okay. Speaking of shirts, do you like mine?
Bear fruit. It's a bear sitting on a pineapple.
You remember the video that Carl did about Context with Carl and bear fruit? Yeah.
Yes.
This isn't a cool Carl shirt, but it is from the Courageous Clothing Company.
We like them.
Have you heard of the Courageous Clothing Company?
You know how many t-shirts I have from them?
Josh and Abby
3.
McManaway, Kyle Reed, little t-shirt company here in Canton. My actual favorite shirt that I have of theirs is it says home, but then the O is the state of Ohio.
One. Yeah.
And then I've got another one that's the state of Ohio, and in it says 330.
Ooh, nice.
I like that one. But basically, we love their company, and they should sponsor us.
Abby?
They should sponsor our show. They should just send us free shirts. And
to
then
give away?
We wear them.
I like that better.
And then we tell everybody where they can buy them.
I'm down for that.
Right? Because I think everybody wants to buy what I wear. So I was hanging outside today. By the way, we had some students came to the parking lot today.
We did.
They were hanging out at a socially distant
good word.
distance, I guess, if you want to say
the
it.
6 foot recommendation.
Jake was there, and Jake was wearing jorts, and he told me that jorts were coming back in, and I just decided to wear my jorts. So just in case you guys wanted to know. These were on sale at Kohl's.
Oh, so you didn't make them yourself?
No, they were on sale at Kohl's last year before the COVID, when we were allowed to go to stores and stuff like that. They were on sale for $5, and then I had a 30% off. I got these shorts for $3.
Man, that's a good deal.
Yep, so the jorts are back in. Thanks,
I like it.
Thanks, Jake,
and
for
Kohl's.
supporting the jort. And Kohl's.
If Kohl's wants to sponsor
can I
us.
make a confession about the jorts?
Yes.
I have this might be awkward. Kyle Reed, you guys know Kyle?
Yes.
So the first time I saw those shorts and they were on sale, they were so cheap. I was like, man, am I the kind of guy that can get away with wearing jorts? I FaceTimed Kyle from the dressing room.
No.
Because between all of us, Kyle and Rasmussen are the only two dudes that I've ever really seen wear jorts. But I kind of felt like I really wanted to give it a try. And I either FaceTimed him or I just sent him a picture text, but I can't remember. But I was definitely in the changing room at Kohl's debating whether or not to spend $6 on 2 pairs of jorts. I could have just done it and not bothered him, but I don't know. Maybe my ego just needed a little confidence
likes
boost.
when people are like, "Hey."
Oh, Kyle was very honored that
that's what I mean,
asked him. He was like, "You have no idea how much it meant."
Oh.
He just didn't. You know what? Speaking of Kyle, I just feel I'm totally random right now.
Let's bring him on.
Have you realized how random I am right now?
Have you eaten dinner? Because we just talked about fast food, jorts, Kohl's, t-shirts. Because we might just be hungry. I don't know.
It might be that.
If you want to send us food, no, I'm just kidding.
But I'm going to see if we can get Kyle to come in here because Kyle's fun.
Yeah.
And maybe we can ask him about
Jorts?
the jorts.
The jorts story.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
See what he's doing.
In the meantime, though, we've got another fun Cool Carl video.
Yes, love
Hope
Carl.
you guys enjoy this week's message, this week's Cool Carl video. Enjoy, guys.
Hi there, you little chicken nuggets. It's me, Carl. What's up? So some of you are finally coming out of lockdown and your lives are starting to go back to normal. Huzzah. How exciting. And that means we're going to be going back to church real soon. And with church comes the old greeting time. But things have changed. We can no longer greet each other the same old way because of germs and stuff like that. And we don't want to risk going back in quarantine again. That was rough. Real rough. I'll kill you! I'll kill you! Well, have no fear. Us here at Sunday Cool have put together a couple of post-quarantine greetings. And these greetings will not only make your friends feel reunited, but they'll also make them feel safe. And safety is my number 4 priority. Don't ask me about the other 3. Okay, I'll tell you. Number 3, eat more cantaloupes, stay away from antelopes. Number 2, if you have corduroy, wear it. Number 1, if you have AA batteries, keep them in your pocket because you'll never know when you need a AA battery. Okay, let's watch these greetings. Hey, how's it going? You doing good? You doing good?
See ya.
Good to see you.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello, Andy.
Hello, Carl.
How are you today?
Good, you?
Good. Oh, no.
What's
I
happening?
think we are shutting down.
Oh, no.
I was just beginning to love.
Hey, Carl.
Hi, Andy. How's it going? Hey, Andy.
Hey, Carl.
How's it going?
Not bad. Can't complain. I could, but who'd listen?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, me either. Hey, Carl, put it there. Za.
Sa. Yellow.
And then I said, that's not a toaster, that's my wife.
That's incredibly inappropriate.
It's a joke.
Hey, Andy.
Hey, Carl. Chest bump?
Sure.
You okay? Let me help you.
Yeah.
Let me.
Hello, Andy.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Fine.
All right, good seeing you.
Yeah, good seeing you.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Andy.
What are you doing?
I'm a dinosaur. Ah.
I get that, but like, why?
They ran a mask.
So you bought a dinosaur costume instead?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good seeing you.
Good seeing you.
Take it easy.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Oh.
Did you have a favorite quarantine greeting?
Oh, the windmill. The windmill? Mill?
Windmill?
How do you say that
Windmill?
word?
Windmill?
Yeah, that one.
Windmill. Watch out, tree. I think my favorite was the leg shake until I realized that would be really, really awkward to actually do.
Adam, would you like to try it?
The leg shake. Maybe later. For real though, we're probably gonna be doing some of those weird greetings whenever church gets back to
It's true.
happening. We're gonna have to learn a whole new way of saying hi to each other.
Yeah.
I rolled up, by the way, I'll just share this. I rolled up today to hang out with some kids. Like they were just getting together in the parking lot. And so I decided to like bomb their party. And as soon as I walked up, like Austin Hupp's getting ready to come up to me trying to give me a high five and a hug or something. And I'm like, whoa, bro.
You're like, no.
Social distancing. And, you know, I'm fully ready, guys, because I got my Star Wars mask.
Look at that.
I got an upgrade. My little girl's making these. How sweet is that?
That is so nice.
So it's got the lightsaber on it, which
Go
I don't want to
Abby.
take a lightsaber to the mouth, but
This is true.
that would be painful. But yeah, I thought that's pretty sweet.
I
And
like
it's
it.
got
Those
the
are cool.
elastic thing, and I've got a little bit bigger of a face, so I wish I had a little bit more. But it works. It works. It keeps people spit out of my mouth and my spit out of their mouth.
That's
and,
the
and that's
job.
the win. That's the win. That's what we're
Yeah.
going for. So yeah, dude, my daughter has been making these nonstop for like the last week and a half.
That's awesome.
People are coming over to my house. They're picking them up. It's crazy. I'll tell you this, though. The mask thing, here's one of the things that drives me nuts. I was talking to Jake and Connor about this today.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen people wearing masks while driving? Have you noticed this?
No.
I have noticed an insane amount of people
Really?
who are wearing masks while driving, and they're the only person in the car.
That's hilarious.
I have no idea what's happening.
Maybe they like wore it at the store and they're like afraid to touch it to take it off.
Full confessional, I don't think he's watching, but I'm going to share this story. We had a guy who came and picked up a mask at my house. I'm in the driveway, talking to Rick Musselman, by the way, because he came by. Another guy rolls in, and he was in the car by himself wearing said mask.
Oh my goodness.
He gets out of the car, comes up my walkway, and as he approaches, he pulls down his mask to say hello.
No. Have you seen the people that like cut out the nose hole to breathe? I've seen that.
I haven't seen that.
And I'm like, do you not get what
I
this
did
is supposed
see
to
people
do?
who were like, this is not how to wear a mask. So yeah, she's all about the mustache. I don't know about anybody else. My wife's really tired of the mustache though. She's ready for the mustache to go. But my Facebook group with my buddies, it's still going really strong.
That's good.
Really, really strong. But anyways, this is the last week, right? This is the week where we're doing t-shirts, right? This is
Oh yeah,
we have this t-shirt competition. Why don't you throw up that slide real
Ooh.
quick? Summer t-shirt design contest.
Yes.
Woohoo! So here's the deal. We want your artwork to be the face of our t-shirts.
We do.
This summer. And so we've got this little competition going on where you submit some concept art and we're going to vote on it and see what ends up on a t-shirt. We've
Yeah.
actually got a few submissions.
We do.
I don't even Go ahead.
I haven't done anything to them yet, so these are like straight like from the like you. But yeah, we've got a couple submissions.
Let's check these out. I'm not sure how I feel about them. I'll be honest. MDWK, love the cross
I
in
do.
the tidal wave.
I do.
Feels a little close to that Obi-Wan Kenobi joke we pulled on April 1st, though. A little old school. Little,
I think I could do
little
something
retro.
with it, though.
I think if we went like intentionally retro, like we could make something happen.
Yeah.
I like the concept.
I like
the
what they were
concept.
going for.
Here's a real flash from the past.
Woo, look at that.
That looks like Saved by the Bell to me.
Oh,
like when I
it
see
does.
that, I think Saved by the Bell. So that's a fun option. Although I'm not sure, like, we're not really trying to advertise like the Wednesday night thing. I know what this person's going for. I don't even know who made it, but worship fun games, like they're thinking like, well, that's what Wednesday nights are, right?
Yeah.
And I think in the t-shirt contest, we're just thinking about like a brand, like an identity, who we are. So it could be like MidWeek, it could be First Christian Students, or it could be totally not one of those two. And that brings us to this one, the third submission.
Jesus rocks.
Jesus rocks. I like this one. I don't know why. It's just simple, plain Jane. It's got like that kind of layered
Jane.
look.
Yeah.
I like the Jesus Rocks shirt. I do.
I think it's pretty cool.
But yeah, we don't know what's going to happen with those, but you are more than willing or more than able. Welcome was the word I was going for. Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome.
To submit a concept. And when do those need to be in?
Today. But we'll extend it to Friday.
Today. Okay. Are you sure?
Sure.
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 Do it tonight.
There you go.
And then sleep on it and then fix it tomorrow. Because you'll wake up tomorrow and you'll be like, yeah.
You'd be like, oof.
Show it to a friend and ask your friend what they think.
Get an opinion.
Get an opinion. Well, hey, I thought it'd be fun to do this. We just wrapped up our At the Movies series as a church.
Yeah.
If you guys have been paying attention on Sunday mornings, we've been going through this series called At the Movies.
Yes.
We watched Back to the Future, Remember the Titans, Wizard of Oz, and Mary Poppins. And I thought it'd be just kind of fun to talk about some of our favorite movies. Adam, come on over, everybody. Give Adam a round of applause. Welcome him. Woohoo! Adam,
Squeeze in.
come on, buddy.
Hi.
How are you doing, man?
I'm good. How
Good.
are you?
I'm doing great. Holy cow! Matchy!
Yeah, we didn't plan that.
It's a good t-shirt, guys. It's a really good t-shirt.
Air five, because we
Okay,
can't actually
okay.
high five. There we go.
Well, thank you for supporting us and our ministry and wearing our branding. So we're going to talk movies. I had this post on my Facebook page, which I know the kids here, they don't know what the Facebook is or the Book of Faces. But I had this post on my Facebook page about what's your favorite standalone movies. Okay, like I said, don't give me any of that Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff, the Harry Potter junk. Like I don't like the franchise movie things. I don't want to hear that. I want to know, like, dollar for dollar, what you feel like is the best movie film standalone out there. Okay, I threw this question out on my Facebook and I had almost 200 comments in 24 hours.
Whoa.
That's a lot.
Nuts. It got crazy. People were very opinionated, by the way. People were like, what? Like, you put that movie on and you left that movie out? But it was a lot of fun. I love movies.
Touchy subject.
It is touchy, but you participated and you commented on my post. What were your 5 favorite movies?
It was really hard to get it down to just 5. But
5 is hard.
I have to say, number 1 for me was The Goonies.
I love the Goonies.
I love the Goonies.
Maddie, I'm surprised you've even
Yes.
seen The Goonies. I'm
Why?
proud of you.
I'm not like super young.
I know. I just like the kids these days. They don't
Like-
watch the movies.
But we're the
of
same
our
age.
childhood. No.
I want to see the comments on this. They're like, what's Goonies?
What's the Goonies?
Yeah, if you don't know what the Goonies is, let us know. What else? What else was on your
One
list?
of the other ones, like, nobody's going to know this one because it's super old. Rear Window.
I didn't know that one.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
He's the guy that did like the Birds and
Yes.
Psycho and all that stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a great movie. You got to check that out. Has anyone seen that? No? Yes?
Never even heard of it.
Nope.
Oh, man. What else? I had Fargo on there. A
Fargo.
little bit darker, but
Fargo.
I
it's a
think
fun-
I've seen part
it's
of
a
that
fun
movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else did I have on there? I can't even remember now. I know I forgot the Never-Ending Story, and I felt bad about that because I
The
love that one too.
never-ending story.
Yeah.
What was that kid's name? Sebastian? Was that his name?
Yeah.
The character?
Yeah.
And he had the flying dog. What was his name?
Falcor.
Falcor.
Yes.
Falcor. Those bring back some good childhood
They
memories.
do. They do.
Maddie, what about you? What would you say are your top 5
I
standalone movies?
that is such a hard question. I honestly don't know. Okay. I really like the 3. What's the witches movie from?
Hocus Pocus.
I really like Hocus Pocus. That's definitely in my top like 10 maybe.
Okay.
What else? Okay. So, Phantom of the Opera, the movie one.
With Gerard Butler?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
I do really like that one.
It's so good.
But, like, my parents let me watch it way too young, so, like, for a while there, it was, like, terrifying because of the whole mask thing. And I also watched The Mask when I was, like, 8. Bad call. So,
like Jim
I
Carrey,
feel-
The Mask?
Yeah, with the green. Just, it's terrifying. I don't like it.
You were scared?
I was 8.
Oh, true.
But what else?
What was your first PG-13 movie? Would that have been it? The Mask?
No.
Because you were 8.
Is that PG-13?
Oh, yeah.
It was either that or what's the movie with the guy wears the yellow helmet with the black on the helmet? He's got curly hair. Gosh, what's that movie called?
Yellow helmet, curly hair.
No, I can see it in my head.
Why is
right
he wearing
now.
a helmet?
It's one of those like stupid
Is he on a
movies.
bike?
It's one of those like Dumb and Dumber movies.
Oh, I don't even
I
know.
was at my cousin's birthday party.
I have no idea.
Gosh.
I have this
I can't
friend.
think of it either.
He's got this really strange obsession with Hot Rod. Have you guys seen Hot Rod?
Mm-mm.
He's he's obsessed with it. And
Oh,
I
I
don't
do
know
like
why.
the Fast and
Like,
Furious movie. Oh, that's a franchise.
it is a franchise. It doesn't
Never
count. Yeah, I'm really blown away. I don't know what the movie is that you're talking about right now. My first
gonna have to
PG-13
Google
movie
it.
was Jurassic Park.
Oh, Jurassic
Oh,
Park
I
is
do
good.
And I
Jurassic
remember
Park.
like
That's a
being
franchise.
Yeah, that's a
terri-
franchise.
I know. I'm saying what my first PG-13 movie is. 'Cause
Oh.
I asked for that question. And I remember being terrified when the lawyer got eaten off the toilet. Like that was
Nobody
like,
wants to die
when
that
I was
way.
like,
Oh wait, what's
like,
Titanic rated?
probably 13.
PG-13.
Titanic would be my first then.
Yeah, yeah. I have a funny story about that. I know a youth pastor who accidentally took his youth group to see Titanic. They were like on their way from a mission
There's like
trip.
a scene.
I know. There's a couple of them.
There's a couple scenes.
And he was like, they were on their way back home from a trip, and they decided to stop for a movie. And I guess back then you didn't have the websites where you go check for that
That's
kind of
true.
stuff. But
That's hilarious.
that is, yeah. Anyways, so I have a couple favorite movies, and I'm having a hard time even remembering what I said were my favorite movies. Inception
Inception was one you said.
Inception might be my all-time favorite movie. The
It's a
whole
great
like
movie.
dream inside of a dream inside of a dream.
Ooh.
Like if you have not seen Inception, you need to see it. First off, Christopher Nolan's the director. He's brilliant. And it's got a ton of great actors in it. Leonardo DiCaprio's in it. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it. Tom Hardy's in it. There's just so many really good actors in it. Inception might be my all-time favorite movie.
Have you seen Interstellar?
Yes. Was that the Matthew McConaughey
Yes.
one?
Yeah.
The one where he's staring at the screen and crying, and it became like the meme of the year that year. Remember that one?
No.
Where he's watching
No.
the screen.
No.
That was the one where he had to like go
He got
into
skinny.
space to fix like the time.
Right. And then he
Yeah.
dies. Right? Doesn't he die in space?
No.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of a different
I don't
movie.
think
It's a long movie.
It's a long.
It's a really long.
It's
It's
very
good though.
slow.
I did see the one. It was just this past summer or fall, I think, and was it? It might have been Matthew McConaughey. He went to space to go find his dad, and Tommy Lee Jones ends up being his dad. I think it was Tom Cruise.
Darth Vader?
No, I think Tom Cruise was up there.
You had a bad dream.
It was a horrible movie, by the way. It was a waste of 2 hours. But yeah,
I saw a lot of people had Hacksaw Ridge on yours.
yeah.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen it? It's good. I don't put it in my top 5. I
I'll
don't put
check
it in my
that
top
out.
5. If you want to talk like war movies, Saving Private Ryan's got to be up there.
Oh, I've heard that's
and that's
a good
probably
one.
20 years old. I bet Saving Private Ryan's 20 years
I
old.
really like Steven Spielberg movies.
Like which one?
I watched E.T. this morning.
Oh, I love
E.T..
E.T.
Jaws is great.
E.T.
I've never seen Jaws.
You want to know my favorite Steven Spielberg movie?
What? Schindler's List?
Ready Player One.
Oh, that's a good one.
Have you seen Ready Player
Yeah.
One? It's
Yeah.
a newer one.
Uh-huh.
It's so good.
It's good.
Is it based off of a book?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's really good. But yeah, hey, Adam, we're going to play a game now.
Oh.
We're going to play a game?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to play a game. It's called What's Behind... Oh, Brad Pitt. Daniel. Great call. Thank you. It was Brad Pitt. I have no idea what the movie was called, Daniel. It was stupid. I didn't like it. I left very disappointed. But anyways.
Did they figure out what the yellow helmet with the curly hair was?
Yeah, yellow helmet.
Curly hair?
I'll Google it
I
later.
won't sleep.
Whoa, hold on a second.
Oh, Jumanji's good.
Somebody said... Kirsten Troutman said that her great-great-grandmother survived the Titanic.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wait, was your great-great-grandmother Rose? She didn't leave room for Leo. There is so room for Leo on that door. Goodness. Anyways, Jumanji's on the list. Lots of stuff. Anchorman. Forrest Gump.
I hate Anchorman.
Of course you
I think
do.
it's stupid.
Man, Rick said Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump's good.
It's
Tommy
all right.
Boy.
It's all right.
Forgot
Tommy
Tommy
Boy.
You don't like Forrest Gump?
Forrest Gump's
What's
good.
wrong
It's all
with
right.
you?
It's all right. It's another long movie.
Okay.
But anyways, so let's do this. Adam, you and you're gonna play a game. Students, we're gonna ask you to play along. Okay. So basically, what's gonna happen is you're gonna see a series. You're gonna see a picture of a person on a screen. And Maddie's going to get this game set up for us here in just a second. Get over there. Let's social distance a little bit. Because that's how we roll. I just noticed, too, this is going to bug me, that this TV isn't really, like, centered on our shot. And that's going to drive me nuts. There we go. That's better. Now it's crooked the other way. Woo! There we go. Winner, chicken dinner. So here's the deal, Adam. We're going to see some of our favorite celebrities, movie celebrities, sports celebrities, singer celebrities, and they're wearing a mask. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be given some options over on what's behind the mask. And so your job is to try to guess. And we're keeping score. And so however many you get right is how many, what should we do here? Here's what I'm going to do. Next week, I'm going to bring this in. Neither one of you know this is happening. Next Wednesday, we're eating hot wings.
No!
Oh. We're eating hot wings, okay? So here's the deal. They're going to be really hot, by the way.
Oh.
Really hot. So we're going to start with the magic number of 10, okay? And Adam, for every one of these you get correct, we're going to take a wing away.
Wait, do I have to eat 10 of those?
You have to eat however many Adam leaves on the table.
Adam.
Okay? So things just got interesting.
Oh, they did.
I've been trying some new hot sauces. I've got this one that's a habanero, and then I found this ghost pepper one. Oh man, we're gonna cry, and it's gonna be good. And it's,
My palms are starting to sweat.
You're starting to sweat just thinking about it. So next week we're eating hot wings, because remember, if you guys remember last month, or not last one, but 2 months ago now, we had this special night planned. Marcus McFolling was going to come share his testimony, and we told our kids if what did we say, 150 or something like that?
Yeah.
We've got 150 students on, or at that midweek, we were going to do hot wings. So that never happened. So we're going to do it next week. Okay.
All right.
And let's throw this into the fire too. I'm going to back you up a little bit. We've been typically averaging somewhere between 40 to 55 concurrent streamers of our midweek online program. But I want to incentivize our students also, not just you. So here's the deal. Let me see if you're good with this. We're going to eat, no matter what, however many wings Adam leaves on the board. But next week, students, if we have 75 students watching at the exact same time, and I see the number, then we're going to eat all 10.
I'm in.
You're in?
Let's do it.
Awesome. It's going to be fun.
You're in too.
Wait, how many?
10.
No, how many students?
75.
Oh, we can get more than that.
They've got to get 75.
Okay, I'll eat 10 if we get 75.
Right now, that would be double of what's watching right now.
That's fair. Okay.
So I know some of you are watching with your friend and whatnot. Now here's the deal. I'm calling you need to be honest, because the last thing we want is for you to log on your laptop, your iPad, and your iPhone
Right.
and count yourself as 3 viewers. Don't be cheating like that, okay? But next week, if there's 75 unique viewers watching, we'll eat all 10. But if they don't have 75, then we're going to eat whatever you leave on the table. Okay. How many of these do we have, Maddie?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So you could eliminate all 10 wings right now, but you won't. Let's play. Here we go. What is behind the mask? Oh, I like that guy. Chris Pratt. What is the status of Chris Pratt's mouth behind the mask? Now, students, we want you to participate also, so go ahead and drop your guess in the comments. Okay. What is the status of Chris Pratt's mouth? Chris Pratt's mouth. Adam, what do you think?
I think we're going to go B.
B, you
Open.
think he's got an open mouth?
It's an open mouth.
Okay. Oh!
Come on.
Closed. Okay.
Get it together.
0 for 1. 0 for 1. Let's go again. Keep going. Just keep it rolling. Which Chris will you find behind this mask? hat is added to make it a little tougher. Evans, Hemworth, or Pine? I know this.
C. Pine.
Chris Pine. By far, a really good James T. Kirk on the Star Trek movie franchise. Yes. I hope that they bring those out again. Okay, on. Okay, he's got one. What will we find behind Kanye?
I'm going to go with C. It looks like his eyes might be... He's smiling. C.
Is Kanye happy?
He doesn't smile a lot.
Is Kanye
C.
smiling?
Oh,
nope.
Oh,
no.
Close.
Dude, that's like the... I'm about to eat some chicken wings. Okay, let's go. Lady Gaga. What do you think, Adam?
Oh, man, this is harder than I thought. B. Gasping.
B. Gasping.
Nope.
Oh, boy! Are we 4 in? Was that the fourth
That's
one?
4.
Oh, great.
I gotta eat 3. Dang it. Think about Jennifer Lawrence.
What is the status of Jennifer Lawrence's mouth behind this mask?
C. Open with tongue out.
Hey! That rascally Jennifer Lawrence.
She's cool. I like her.
What will we discover on Brad Pitt's face when we remove the mask?
Let's go C. Mustache.
C for mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, can I point something out?
It's a trendy
just
thing.
real quick. Can we compare?
Okay.
It's like twins.
He's a famous superstar.
My mustache is better than Brad Pitt's.
Oh, it is fluffier.
Look at
You're
that.
right. You're right.
Much denser, much fuller.
His is pathetic.
I've got it. Okay. You've gotten 3 correct so far. Good job. Way to be. How many teeth will be missing on this kid when we remove the mask?
I like this one.
Let's go 4. C.
Oh, only 2. Only 2. Okay.
What else we got?
Ooh, an emoji one. What type of mouth does this emoji have behind the mask?
There's no way anyone could know that. We'll
I
go
don't know. His eyes kind of make
A. Straight face. Oh,
no
what?
mouth. No mouth emoji. Can somebody tell me
that
what
a
this
thing?
means? I mean, no, it's a real emoji. I'm just
I don't
really
know.
confused as to why it exists. Does this just mean I have nothing to say?
I've never used it.
Is this the 8th or 9th one? Which one are we on right now?
2 more.
2 more?
2 more.
Okay, you've only gotten 3 right so far.
Oh, man. Only fun is
A biscuit, a bird, or a pacifier.
Let's go C. Pacifier.
Passy? Is it a passy? It's a passy! 4! Okay. Last one?
Last one.
Last one. What topping is missing behind the mask of this deluxe cheeseburger? I would argue that all of these are very important ingredients.
I think so too.
They are very important. B. Bacon.
Is bacon missing from the sandwich?
I don't see bacon.
Oh, he got it
Does that mean
right.
I have 5?
You got 5 right? So that means
okay.
you only have to eat 5 really hot wings
But
next
I
week?
have to eat the other 5.
Yeah!
That's a good case scenario.
Hey,
I don't think so.
good job, bro. I'm proud of you. Way to be. Everybody give Adam a round of applause. 5 for 5.
Woo!
Actually, if you think about it, like they were all multiple choice A, B, C, you beat the odds. Because really, when it came to probabilities, you probably should have only gotten like 3 or 4 of those right.
True.
So, good job, dude. You killed it. I'm so proud of you. Hey, well, it's that time. We're going to spend some time with Jesus. This week, we are wrapping up our I Am series. And I'm really excited about this. The last couple of weeks have been a lot of fun just to dive in and talk about what it means to understand our identity, to live in our identity. And today we're going to wrap this thing up, okay? So the basis, though, of this whole thing has been once you become comfortable with who God says you are, then everything else kind of falls into place. And as you become comfortable in the identity that God has created you to live in, you stop caring so much about the things that are outside of that. Like if you're worried so much about what your friends think about you, about what family members think about you, about what this world says about you, when you come to peace and you come to terms with who God has created you to be, the rest of that stuff is just noise. And so today we're going to talk about, as the body of Christ, as body of believers, what should we do? How should we be intentional about living in our identity and making sure that the identity that we're living in is also shown and expressed and on display to other people. So here's what I want you to think about. Look, last couple of weeks, there was a couple times where we had you run to your room and get some stuff, and we're not doing that this week, but I really want you to start taking note of some of those things that you grab. Like 2 weeks ago, we actually asked you to grab some things that you feel are really big influences on your life. And as you grabbed those things, we asked you for that week to pray over those things and ask God, one, are these things in their right position in your life? Like, should they have that kind of influence? Should they have that kind of hold over you? And secondly, was if there were things that were on that table or on that list that were influencing you that shouldn't be, that God would help you remove them and then replace them with things that you would want to be an influence in your life. And so the thing is as we become Christians, or as we walk with Jesus, whether you're becoming a Christian for the first time or you've been supposedly following Jesus for a really long time, we should become more and more like him. Now, I don't know how many mirrors you have in your house. I'd be really kind of curious to know if you feel like if are there a lot of mirrors in your house? Do you catch yourself looking into the mirror a lot? I have this weird thing where if I'm in a room where there's a mirror present, I've found myself watching myself in the mirror like an uncomfortable amount. Anybody else do that from time to time? You're like, oh, there's a mirror over there. I gotta make eye contact with myself. It's so weird. I don't know if anybody else does that or if it's just me. But the thing is mirrors have a really specific purpose, right? They're to look at yourself, which is kind of weird if you really think about it. I don't know what I look like unless I look in a mirror. Or I might have a really good friend who tells me the truth also. Now, have you ever had that friend who's told you that you had something in your teeth or maybe little something hang up your nose? I think there was one of these midweeks where maybe Maddie and Kyle and they tried to tell me that there was a booger in my nose the whole time that we were doing midweek. And I freaked out for a hot second, but it wasn't the truth, so I guess they're not friends that I can trust. I'm just kidding. But here's the deal. We've got to have people in our lives that we can trust so that we allow those people to speak into our lives. A lot of us, we should go to the mirror, though, to find our identity. And the mirror in our walking with Jesus is the Bible. If you want to know where your identity is, if you want to know what your life should look like, we should be looking into a mirror that we know as the Bible, and to tell us who we are, to tell us how we should live. But a lot of times, while we know what the Bible says, a lot of times it's really good to have a friend there who can remind us as well. And when we have a friend, when we have a good friend that we trust who's able to speak into our life and to encourage us and to affirm us and to tell us what they see in us, that's when we are able to follow Jesus closely as a community. That's what the church is supposed to do for one another. As followers of Jesus, when we come together as followers of Jesus, we should build each other up and we should encourage each other. And part of our identity should be that identity that we have as a community. We are the church, and that's a part of the role that we play in each other's lives. If not, we're just simply going through the motions. So as we look at this, I got this verse that I want to share with you. And we've actually already talked about this one once. Where is it? Proverbs 27, verse 17. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. So what does it mean for iron to sharpen iron? I don't know if you've ever been to one of those hibachi restaurants. A1 Japanese Steakhouse is one of the ones in Belden. It's one of my favorite places to go. Adam, have you ever been there? Have you ever been to A1? Have you ever been to a hibachi place though, where they cook at the table in front of you? It's always awesome when the dude comes out and he's got that ginormous knife, and then he's got the stick and he's like, and it's like sharpening the knife, right? It's so weird to me though, because what you do is when you sharpen a knife, you use that iron rod to sharpen the blade. It's so crazy how these two hard objects against one another actually makes the blade stronger. And there's a little bit of uncomfortableness in this, right? If we're saying that, hey, I want to be sharper, I want to be better, we're inviting people into a space in our lives where we're going to be vulnerable and where we're going to allow them to sometimes speak hard truths. And so there's a little bit of pain into that. There's a little bit of pain that comes along with that. But as followers of Jesus, we're told that to become more and more like Jesus, we need people in our lives who are going to speak that into it. And so, as that verse says, let's read it again just one more time. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. As followers of Jesus, we're called to help each other be better, to do better, to live closer to Jesus. So I want you to think about this. When you've had somebody in your life affirm you, encourage you, tell you something positive about yourself, how does that make you feel? Like, go ahead, drop it in the comments. I want to see some of your feedback here. If you've had a person in your life, whether it's a parent, a friend, maybe your tribe leader, a peer of yours, when you've had somebody speak words of encouragement, words of life into you or to you, how has that made you feel? I can look back at key moments in my life, and it's amazing to me. Like, I don't feel like I have a great memory. I feel like I forget things really easily. But I can look back into periods of my life, and I can identify moments where people have been overwhelmingly encouraging to me, where people have spoken kindness into my life. Now, the same goes for negativity too, right? Like, I can go back in my memory and remember moments where somebody came down on me or spoke a hard truth to me. But those moments where somebody said something positive or affirming and said, like, I was either good at something or that I accomplished something, like, those are moments in my life that I can look back at and I can think, wow, like, that really meant a lot to me in that moment. I want you to think about that. How does that affect you? Like, when somebody's encouraged you, how does that make you feel? Kaylee says it makes her feel encouraged. That's awesome. I want to know, maybe even go a little deeper with that, Kaylee. Like what does that feel like when you feel encouraged? What does that do? I know for me, like, it's empowering. It's like it's affirming because I know, like, I'm doing the right thing, or at least I'm doing something right in the eyes of the person who's giving the compliment or the affirmation. But inside, it kind of emboldens me. It encourages me. It makes me feel like, okay, I'm heading in the right direction with this. I should keep pursuing that. Trying to read through some of your guys' comments. Just go ahead and post some of those. Maybe share those with each other. The second question is, when somebody encourages you, does it make you feel differently about yourself or the people in your circle? And what I mean by that is this. Sometimes words of affirmation come from very unexpected sources. Like, sometimes it just comes from people and we're like, whoa, I didn't quite expect that. And it can change how we perceive that person, right? The same time, sometimes we can be encouraged in things that we didn't quite see coming either. Like, maybe you thought you did really bad at something. Maybe you thought you did really bad on that stay-at-home open note test that you just took for your online class, right? You've got like a couple days left. You're trying to figure it out. Maybe you thought you bombed it, and then you get the grade back and you're like, not so bad, right? Like, that could be an encouraging thing. Or maybe you're struggling with the whole online school from the get-go, and your communication with a teacher. Maybe you've had a teacher who's been really affirming and encouraging to you. Like, that stuff changes how we react to things. And so what I'm getting at is this. If you and I can realize how receiving encouragement and affirmation just enables us or impacts us, why would we not be more intentional about doing that for other people? Like, if we know that when we have people speaking affirming words into our lives and we have people encouraging us, like, we know how big of an impact that can have on our heart and on our soul and on our life, why would we not go and do that for others? Right? Like, think about how much power that we have to potentially have that kind of impact on other people. Words of affirmation are so important in our community. As a community of Christ followers, we should continually lift one another up. And when we lift one another up, what we're doing is we're pointing people towards Jesus. In the very first week of this series, we talked about that we are who God says we are. Nobody else carries your identity besides God. And if you believe that God says who we are, then you have that foundation upon which everything else can be built. We know that if you struggle with anxiety and depression, and we know that those things are very prevalent in our culture that we live in, it's not an easy fix, but God's word is the number one source that we can go to with those kind of emotions. And so whatever kind of feelings it is, when we live in the truth and the knowledge that we are who God says we are, and when we look to God's word as the number one source to go to deal with all the things that are going on inside of our lives, then we're putting ourselves on a place to pursue God. Now take that and then use that to connect to other people. Because right now you might be in a place where you're figuring some of that stuff out, that you believe that you are who God says you are. When you're going through some of those hard times and your mind's playing games on you and you can't seem to get out of your own head, you've got this resource in community and in Jesus that's able to help you navigate through that. But what about the people who haven't yet arrived at that? What about the people who still are struggling with the internal conversations that they're having inside their head, but they don't have that outlet, or they don't have a person who's pointing them to Jesus? They don't have the truth that we find in Scripture. See, when we say who we believe Jesus is, then Jesus gives us a new identity, and with that, a new purpose. And now as a follower of Jesus, you can take the same things that have impacted your life and share those things with others. And we see people in Scripture, their identities change all the time. We see Abram in the Old Testament. He becomes Abraham, and he was this example of God's promise. In the New Testament, we see Saul become Paul, and he was one of the ones who spread the gospel around the whole world, facing persecution in the midst of all that. You see Simon become Peter, one of Jesus' disciples, a person that went from being a fisherman to somebody that God used to help build his church. And then even in the midst of Peter being changed and having new identity and newfound purpose, we see Peter fail from time to time too. I mean, one of the last depictions we get of Peter in the Gospels is Peter betraying Jesus. He betrayed the very name and the purpose that he was given by Jesus. And Jesus told him that he was going to betray him, and Peter denied it. But sure enough, when everything played out, we saw Peter deny Jesus 3 times. Now, after Jesus was crucified and after he rose from the dead and he came back and was spending time with the disciples, Jesus and Peter had this really important conversation. See, Peter felt so much guilt for denying Jesus. And I don't know if you remember what Jesus said to Peter, but Peter came to Jesus and he was so apologetic, and Jesus kept reminding him who he was. And he asked Peter this question: Peter, do you love me? And Peter said, yeah, Lord, of course I love you. And then Jesus said, then feed my sheep. And then Jesus asked him again, Peter, do you love me? And he says, yeah, Jesus. And then Jesus says again, then Peter, go feed my sheep. And then 3rd time, being kind of repetitive, and Peter's probably thinking that Jesus is losing his marbles a little bit, he asked him one more time. He says, Peter, do you love me? And for a 3rd time, Peter says, yes, absolutely, Lord, I love you. And Jesus says, then go feed my sheep. And so what he's doing is this. We can get hung up so much on our past. We can get hung up on our mistakes. We can get hung up on our shortcomings. But if we realize that even in the midst of the places that we fall short, that Jesus still loves us, that Jesus still gives us mission, that Jesus still gives us identity and purpose, then we are on the path that God has for us. See, Jesus could have come down on Peter. Yeah, Peter, that was a bonehead move. What'd you do? Why'd you do that? Why'd you betray me? But instead, Jesus offers grace. Jesus reminds him of who he is and also his mission. When Jesus says, go feed my sheep, he's saying, go lead my people. Go tell people about Jesus. Go be a kingdom worker. And so it's so beautiful in this simple conversation that Peter and Jesus have, that Peter's able to overcome his shortcomings, the things that he falls short in, and then at the same time re-engage with the mission that God has created him for, to build the church. When you find your identity in Jesus, Jesus gives you a new identity and a new purpose. And now it's time to go live that out. When we allow God's identity for us to become our own. His mission becomes our mission. So my hope is this, that as you navigate this world, that you would find comfort in knowing that Jesus has an identity for you, that you would be 100% committed to being the person that God has created you to be, that you would know He loves you, that He has a calling for your life, that He has a purpose for you, and anything outside of that purpose is going to leave you wanting more. My hope and prayer is that you would be comforted knowing that Jesus calls you to His side, to His mission, to His purpose, and that you have a reason, and you have an identity, and you have a purpose. Let me pray for you guys. God, thank you so much for loving us, for caring for us. God, my hope and prayer is this, that we wouldn't care about what the world says, that we would find comfort and peace knowing 100% solely that you are who you say you are, and we are who you say we are. And that we would find encouragement in knowing that you've loved us so much that you've taken that step to rescue us, to save us, and now given us the opportunity to be more and more like you. God, I pray that our hearts would be reflective of your hearts, that our mission would be reflective of your mission, and that when the world seems to be falling around us, that we would take comfort in knowing that you are right there by our side, and that our real calling is in you. We love you. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Welcome back, Maddie.
Thanks.
Oh, man. Okay. It's the end of the night.
It is the end of the night.
We're almost done. Where's, I need one of those sheets. I forget what we're supposed to do next. We've got cheat cards. The one cool thing about having Midweek Online is we can have pieces of paper up here, and I can read off of them, and I can do this thing like John Krasinski does on Some Good News, and he goes, and it makes me feel kind of important. But we've got some announcements. Hey, I played Fortnite with some guys the other night. I suck at Fortnite.
Heard about that too.
In real life, if you're ever in a situation where you have to defend yourself, you're not going to build a wall. I'm just going to say, it's not realistic.
I believe that.
Building walls and shooting people, not realistic. And I'm really struggling with Fortnite. But I love students, and so we've just kind of said for right now we're going to play Fortnite together on Mondays, and we can play with 20 people at a time.
Whoa,
so
that's awesome.
We had like 12 people play the other night. Rick Musselman even got on and played.
Yeah, Rick.
Yeah, Rick. And I'll say this: there was even a couple games Rick did better than me.
Rick.
I know. It was the games, though, where you didn't have to build stuff. But it's fun, though. And if you want to play a different game, I'm on Xbox. But the cool thing about Fortnite is that we can play cross-platform. So we have people playing on Switches, PlayStations, computers, Xboxes, Nintendo 64s.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding. That's
I was going to say, I was like, isn't that the old one?
Can you plug your Nintendo 64 into the World Wide Web? I think not.
If I could do my Wii, I would.
The Wii.
The Wii.
We busted out the Wii for our kids. They've never seen one before.
What?
They've been obsessing with it over the last couple days.
It's great.
But yeah, so Fortnite, that's on Mondays. We already talked about this, but the t-shirt competition, you need to have those submissions in.
Yeah, email
tonight
them to me.
Or Friday, whichever one you want. And then last but not least, I just want to put a high emphasis on this. May 27th, which is 2 weeks from tonight, is going to be senior night at Midweek.
Woohoo!
Okay? And so what that means is we're going to honor our seniors, and we need some things from you guys, okay? So if you are a senior or you know a senior, make sure you pester them for some of this stuff. We want to make a video honoring all of our seniors. I've also got a gift that I'm going to give you, but the perk is you have to participate, okay? Ooh. I'm not giving away free stuff here. Twist! I'm always putting people on the hook for stuff, right? There's always got to be some sort of incentive.
That's true.
Hence the hot wing challenge that we're going to do next week. You better start preparing your stomach. I'm going to be eating jalapenos and hot sauce all week just to build up my resistance, guys. So graduation video. Seniors, we want you to do 3 things in your video. We want you to tell us where you're graduating from, what your plans are post-graduation, and third, and the best part, is there any advice that you would give to your freshman self? And that's really not a yes or no question, okay? So here's the deal. You might say, no, I did it all right. Don't be a moron. Come up with something you would tell your freshman self. Just
don't be a moron. That's the best advice we could give you on anything.
Hey, that could be your advice.
That could be our t-shirt for the summer.
Don't be a moron.
Don't be a moron.
Don't be a moron.
With Brian's face.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Someone do that, please.
Can I have a logo? By the way, I have a friend. His name's Frank Gill. He's a youth pastor, or he was a youth pastor. He's now like a lead pastor, but he's got the beard sticker.
Oh yeah.
What
I
if
thought
we
that was
put
Jake.
what? No, not Jake. What if we got?
Oh,
what if we got me a
mustache one.
logo? Backwards ball cap mustache.
I'll work on it.
Backwards ball cap mustache, and I will. Yeah, don't be a moron shirts.
Don't be a moron. I like it.
Courageous Clothing Company. Get on that. It's
Abby,
your next
hit
big
us
marketing
up.
idea. My wife might hate that.
I'd buy that shirt though.
I'd buy that shirt. Is it weird if I wore my own face on a
No.
shirt? I'd do it.
It'd be weird
Oh,
if you
crap.
didn't have the mustache. They didn't see it.
They didn't see it.
Aw.
I was showing. Okay, so here's the sticker. Here's my friend Frank. Boo! Frank's got the
You can put it
beard
to that
sticker, and I think I should get my own logo made. Except it's backwards ball cap with a mustache. That's how I'm gonna roll. That's how I'm gonna roll.
I like it.
But we're gonna put that on a T-shirt. Let's see. It's in the comments.
Yeah.
Backwards ball cap mustache. All one word. There
Don't
you go.
be stupid.
There you go. Got it. But hey, we're so glad that you guys are here. Seniors, get on top of that. We're gonna do our drawing. I don't have anything for you yet, but we got Cool Carl T-shirts on
They're coming.
the way. I also realized I'm gonna promote my daughter's competition now.
Oh,
But
okay.
Carl's company also made something called Coolies, and it looks like this headscarf. It goes around your whole neck, but it's like elastic.
Oh, I've got a couple of those.
And it looks great for like skiing or
Fishing,
robbing a
yeah.
gas store. But don't do that. But the one that was my favorite, I almost bought it, but it's $12, and I can't justify it when my daughter makes me free Star Wars ones. But it
don't
said
you pay for that?
I
material?
$3. But the Cool Carl one, it said "Not today, Satan."
I did see that one too. I
Not
really
today,
like that
Satan.
one.
Not today,
I wanna get the
COVID-19.
shirt.
The Not Today Satan
Yeah.
shirt? Nah, I didn't get that one. Maybe they'll send me that one in the mystery box.
Maybe.
Let's see. Okay, let's
Okay, we
draw a
gotta
name.
spin this thing.
Boom, 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 boom. Bella Troutman. Congratulations, Bella. You will be getting a Cool Carl t-shirt. We don't know which one yet, but
We'll
we'll let
find
you know
out.
when they get here. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a
Yep.
great night. We'll see you next week here,
Bye.
MidWeek Online. See ya.